Yes, y'all bringing the hope back. That is Ill Tone, and we've got him on the real phone.
What up? What up to Guelph? What up to Robbie G? Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. Thanks for doing this. Word up.
No worries.
It's dope to have you out here in Guelph on Monday night there for the Evil Ebenezer show. That was hype.
Yeah, it was dope. Thanks again for having us out, man, and all the people that came out and supported. Yeah, it was a fun time for sure.
Word up.
Down here in Toronto tonight for Studio Bar and opening up for Evil and Factor. Should be dope. So.
Word up. That's what's good, man. How was Sarnia for Canada Day there?
Yeah, it was, it's kind of like a new hip-hop market there, so it was a small show, but yeah, we had fun, and yeah, I mean, it will take a while for them to grow their scene and whatnot. They haven't had too many shows in Sarnia, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So.
That's dope, man. That's good to hear. Word up, definitely. So you got Toronto tonight, and then what do you guys got coming up after that?
I believe it's Ottawa tomorrow, and then Barrie on Friday, and then Sudbury on Saturday. So nice. A few more, and then we head back out west to do a couple more BC dates and a couple more Alberta dates.
Dope. That's what's good, man. How's the tour life treating you right now?
Oh, it's rough, man. It's rough. Double shifting socks and picking up boxers at random locations. Yo, I need underwear, son. So yeah, it's rough, but I mean that's what it is, right? It's a big country, and there's lots of big distances to travel, and you're not always going to be your freshest when you hit the venue. So
definitely,
just
man.
Make it look like you are.
Exactly. And it's not always what you wear; it's how you wear it, right?
Definitely, man.
That's what's good. Yes, y'all. So you've been on the road now with Evil Ebenezer, doing the tour with him. What do you got coming up after the tour finishes?
I got a few other touring things in the works right now. One that I'm really stoked on is, and this is quite a ways in the future, is I'm going to hit Europe again in about the same time as I did this year with Emotions in February of 2015. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. Starting to put together some shows for it right now. I got a couple of releases coming up too. My EP, To Assimilate Myself, is just about done. Just got to get it mastered and make some final touches on the mixes and whatnot. And yeah, a couple mixtapes in the works. And I have a studio at home, so I'm always working on like 9 things at once.
That's good, definitely. No, I feel that. I've got the same situation here, always in the studio working and helping out with the other artists that are in the area as well. So, and then trying to do your own stuff.
When you live at the studio, there's no time to waste.
No time to waste, definitely. Never. No time to waste in life in general. You know what? Like,
yeah, man, you gotta get up and get it.
Exactly. And you being somebody now that's, getting out there and touring around, we got a lot of artists that tune in and listen to the show, you know what I mean? What was that like for you to be able to make that transition and be like, you know what, this is something that I really want to take seriously, you know what I mean? And I'm like, trying to make my dreams come true here, traveling around, selling merch, getting my music out there and stuff. What's that like to be able to actually get out there and hit the road? Because there's a lot of local MCs that are still playing that local MC game, and they're unsure about making that next step. They're unsure about what the industry's like, if there's going to be enough payoff, or why so many of these artists that they see are struggling trying to get out there and stuff, and it's hard at the start, you know what I mean, to gain that momentum and get that ground moving. So how's that like for you, and some advice that you can offer to guys that are like just in that position that you're in, where you're just making that transition, you know what I mean?
Well, man, it's a long road, that's for sure. Like, I've been doing this for a long time, and it took many, many years before I was getting paid for gigs and before I was actually, like, moving some units and doing all those things. But it all comes down to who you talk to, right? Like, you got to surround yourself with people who know about the industry, because nobody knows about the industry when they first start. Like, why would you possibly know about the industry? And so you got to find those people who have been doing it for a long time and latch onto them and just absorb everything you can. I'm lucky enough to have Kyle Kraft on my team, the founder of Battle Axe, and his knowledge is as good as it gets, and so having a manager like that really helps out. But you just got to latch onto those people that know their shit. Sorry, pardon my language there. That know their stuff, and just absorb every piece of information that you possibly can.
For sure. Definitely. No, I feel you. That's one of the main ingredients to success is just recognizing the people that have done it before you and seeing, you know, how it's done, and then being able to implement that into your own practice, right?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Comes down to, you know, like a solo artist can only go so far, but without that team of people to get advice from, I mean, it's hard to know what the next step to take is half the time, right? So
it's hard, and it's confusing. You know, when I sit down to a computer sometimes, you know, I'm very conscious of what I can do with the reach, you know what I mean? With the internet at our palms, at our hands, we can really do a lot as artists. And there's so many different things that artists can do, you know what I mean? What do you think is one of the best places to be investing your time in, and you know, where you've received your best bang for your buck?
One of the biggest things you have to do is learn about, like, Canada's grant system for like obtaining grants to tour with and obtaining grants to market your releases with and whatnot. But that doesn't really tie in with promotion, although that does give you money to put towards promotion. So,
exactly, it's very crucial.
Yeah, factor is something that people need to learn about, like the Canada's grant system. The individual provinces have their own grants too. Like, I know back in British Columbia, where I'm from, we have Music BC that offers up grants for artists to tour with and to market with. So that's a good place to start.
Definitely. And you know what? It's so accessible to get that information. People don't recognize how readily available it is online, and how easy it is to get a number and just give somebody a call and find out some information about that kind of stuff. So it's important that they know it's available.
Just a quick Google search, my friend. That's all it takes, right? If you're wondering about something, you want to know how to do something, I guarantee you somebody else has wondered the same thing before and type it into Google, and the answer will be there, probably.
Isn't that a weird world that we live in, where all of our answers are found inside a little computer screen or telephone?
Yeah, it is, man. It's a trip. I don't know if it's for the good or for the bad, but the internet is helpful. I'm sure, you know, it's perpetrated some evil upon the world as well, but what can you do?
Yeah, I think there's a yin and a yang to everything, right?
Definitely, man. It's all about balance.
All about balance, exactly. Balance. And balance as an artist, that's something that you really have to, you know, hold in high regard, because it's hard balancing all of the things in life, especially when you're trying to live an actual life and be a musician. What's it like for you juggling the two, you know, maybe, you know, having a relationship, stuff like that? How is that like, trying to be on the road while you might have a girl back at home or something? Or, you know, what's that like for just dealing with the life issues while you're trying to be on the road and be an artist at the same time?
You have to make a lot of sacrifices, and that is what my last mixtape was called, actually, is The Sacrifice.
The Sacrifice, yes,
and,
I noticed
it's
that.
It's about exactly that, like the things, the time that you put in. People look at, like, our schedules, and they're like, are you crazy? You're going to do, like, that many shows in that many days and drive that far or whatever. But, I mean, yep, the 20-hour workday, that's the sacrifice, I guess. You don't get time to do some of those other things. So that's how it is, though. I mean, you got to put in work. And then when I'm back in Vancouver, I work part-time as well, right? So music's the main thing, but the job, I still need that to supplement the income as well. So. Definitely,
yeah. A lot of artists got that going on for sure. You know, even it blew me away. I don't know if I should air this out, but like, you know, Sweatshop Union out, right?
Sorry, what was that?
You know Sweatshop Union?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Some of those guys are homies of mine.
Yeah, Steve. When I was out in Vancouver there, I ran into him randomly at a coffee shop. He was like working the counter at one of the coffee shops down there. Yeah. I was just like, it kind of blew me away for a minute, because I was just like, whoa, I've only seen you like rocking big shows and stuff, and like doing your hip hop thing and watching your music videos, and then I was like seeing him there. I was just like, whoa, this is a trip. But I guess, like, you know what I mean, everybody's got to do that as well. And with the music industry the way that it is, you know, money's tight, and it's hard to just be able to live off of what you're getting on the road or getting off your iTunes sales and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, it's a struggle for sure. So like I said, I do, when I'm back in Vancouver, I do some part-time work. And, I mean, it is what it is. I got to do it. So hopefully I mean, throughout the years, it's sort of, the scale is tipped, right? It used to be mostly full-time job and then part-time music, and it's sort of switched in the other direction now. So that's good. I guess it's progression.
Yeah, definitely. Just keeping the ball rolling, and you know what I mean? It's
literally. Actually, I'm rolling my suitcase down the streets of Toronto towards the venue right now. I'm keeping the ball rolling.
Keeping the ball rolling. Look at you multitasking as you're interviewing, making your way to the venue, getting everything set up. You're gonna do a show tonight. Go and rock that. That's gonna be hype. Toronto always shows a lot of love, and you know, with Evil in the building for sure, that should be good. SDK always representing, effing all those guys.
It's gonna be dope, man. We got Spesh K on the bill tonight too. So
word up! Shout outs to Spesh K.
Sequel. It's gonna be dope.
That's what's up. Yeah, I just had him on for an interview actually a couple months ago.
Nice.
Yes. He hooked me up with Mike Boyd as well, and now I'm going to be able to do an interview with Classified because Mike laid that up.
So, man, good for you.
Working through the chain, but definitely.
I've been listening to those dudes for a long time, man. They're sick.
Word up, yeah. East Coast, West Coast connection.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up, man. Much respects, man, for the interview, and we'll definitely be, seeing each other down the line.
Yeah, for sure, man. Peace, Robbie. Thanks again for having me on.
For sure. Take care, brother.
Peace to Guelph.